Hey guys, it's JR from the To Watch pile again. Welcome back. Glad that you've stuck around for another video. This one's about a bit of a shopping haul that I've had where I've went to go and buy one soundtrack, but I ended up buying a handful, so I thought I'd share the purchases that I grabbed. I was watching Batman vs Superman the other night, and that riff that comes on when Wonder Woman first gets there is just mind-blowing. And I just thought to myself, why don't I have the Wonder Woman soundtrack yet? So I listened to a little bit on iTunes, and I thought, yep, I definitely want this. I looked it up on eBay, and there was a place in Melbourne who I regularly get my stuff from, had it for $70 or $80 plus delivery. And I thought, okay then, so they've got it. Maybe my local guy, I go to Red Eye Records in Sydney, maybe they've got it. Sure enough, they did. So rang them up, and they put one aside for me. Fantastic. So this is a limited to 3,000 edition. 3,000 copies. It's a 2-disc set on gold vinyl. It's a gatefold, so you can open that up, and it has that cool picture on the inside. The details of it. This is the music's by Rupert Gregson Williams. He did the soundtrack to Ants. You know, the film from the 90s, the animated or 90s, early 2000s, awful animated thing that was a rip-off of A Bug's Life. He was also the choral conductor for Hannibal. He's done a bunch of Happy Madison films like Click and some of the other ones. So it's an interesting score. The discs are really nice. They're, like I said, they're gold. They're gold discs, which is pretty cool. See that? Awesome. So anyway, so I went into just to grab that. That was my only reason for going there. And I walked out with a few more. But before that, while I was searching soundtracks on eBay, I managed to find this one. This is a soundtrack to Savage Streets, the rape revenge film from the 80s, 84 or something like that. Now the interesting thing about this is pretty special for those of us who are in Australia, is that every song in here is by John Farnham. Johnny Farnham, Say to the Cleaning Lady, You're the Voice, Try and Understand Me. There is a real life song on there as well, but yeah, I couldn't believe that that almost all of the songs on this were by our John Farnham. So it cover's a bit dusty, but only paid like $10 for it, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Anyway, back to the story of Red Eye. So I've gone to Red Eye Records intending to spend under $100. That blew out really quickly. So I grabbed this one. Don't Breathe. Love this movie. Stephen Lang as the blind guy was amazing in it. This is apparently it says in here, limited edition orange vinyl. And it's funny, it's a 2-disc, awesome matte coloured orange. Real stunning. Not a gatefold, unfortunately. I thought with it being 2 discs it would be a gatefold, but it's just, they're just jammed into one slot, which is a bit of a bummer. Anyway, that was pretty cool. So I walked out with that one. Then this one, The Matrix. Now this was limited as one as well. The cool thing about this, a gatefold, so it's got Neo doing his bullet business in the middle. This has got bands like Marilyn Manson, it's got Prodigy, it's got Rob Zombie, Rammstein, Rage Against the Machine. But how they've done this is they've got a blue record, see there, and then they've got a red one. So you can pick whether you want to have the red or the blue. Take the red or the blue pill. So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool score. I was pretty happy with that. I used to have that on CD, so it's nice to have it again on vinyl. Now I grabbed this one. This is Quatermass in the Pit. It's by Tristram Cary. Tristram Cary did the soundtracks to things like Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. He did Lady Killers. I haven't listened to this one yet. It's a Record Store Day 10th anniversary one, so I thought that was a pretty cool one to grab. It's just on black vinyl. It's I tell a lie. It's on yellow vinyl. Unfortunately, my fingernails I don't think are going to make it through the plastic. Oh no, they did. So it's on a limited yellow vinyl too, which is even cooler. So, ooh, yellow, cool. It's like my Doctor Who one. There must be something about English soundtracks and yellow, because my Doctor Who ones are on that like that as well. So I grabbed that one. Then next, I grabbed this little beauty. This is by Les Reed and Rick Wakeman. So Les Reed is a UK composer and conductor. He worked on things like George and Mildred, believe it or not, and Rick Wakeman, as you know, is a keyboardist from Yes. He did the soundtrack to The Burning. He was a session musician, worked on Bowie's Space Oddity. This is pretty cool because they've done it all like a comic. The art, which is awesome, is by Ghoulish Gary Pullen. So if you know, or Pullen, I'm sorry, Gary, if I got your name wrong then. But if you've read Fangoria over the past few years, you would have seen his art on some of the covers, and he did a really cool poster for Jack White too. That was this amazing sort of like a liquor bottle that had Jack White's name on it. After the White Stripes, it's like his from Lazaretto maybe. I can't remember what it was from, but yeah, that was a pretty cool one too. I wanted this. I've got Creepshow 1, so I wanted this. I didn't get the one that's got the black blob in the clear vinyl. This is actually the teal and brown one, which kind of looks like the... Yeah, I don't know why they picked those colours, actually. Yeah, weird choices of colours. But yeah, it's like a teal and brown. It looks like if you drank paint and were then vomited. But yeah, I was pretty amazingly stoked to get that. This next one I'm stunned by. This was cool. So this is Crank, High Voltage, the sequel to Crank, soundtrack by Mike Patton. If you're a Mr. Bungle or a Phantomass or a Tomahawk or a Faith No More fan, you'll know who I'm talking about. Yellow vinyl, yeehaw. All songs by Mike Patton. Now, I haven't listened to this yet, so I don't know. It says composed and performed by Mike Patton. So knowing his vocals, I imagine it's a real mixed bag of unusual stuff, which is cool. But that cover, oh my god! If I was a superhero, that would totally be my my superhero shirt. Heart Attack Man. Judging by my weight, that's probably the perfect name for me. Next, Blacula. Now, this is by Gene Page. Yep, so this is by Gene Page. This is a record store day one. It's on red vinyl, limited to 1,500 copies. Now, Gene Page, he did the soundtrack to Fun with Dick and Jane, and he's also worked with God. In the 70s, 60s and 70s, the Righteous Brothers, Cher, Barry White, like huge, like just Gene Page. Look him up. Look him up. If you've got an evening to read, look him up because his history was just amazing. But yeah, I was pretty stoked by that. Blacula is the most horrifying film of the decade, is what the Count Dracula Society said about this film. So, right. They mustn't get out much. Anyway, next I've got this one, which is Rob Zombie's 31. So, as you would imagine, Rob Zombie's picked a real mixed bag of stuff for this album, and it's got a whole pile of stuff. You know, Richard Brake and some of the other actors like Sherry Moon Zombie and people like that do some talking during it as well. But there's also things like there's a song here by John Five, who was with Marilyn Manson, and Rob Zombie with Chris Harris and Bob Marlette. But then you've got things like Al Bowley with Roy Fox and his band. You've got the James Gang. You've got who else is on here? There's a lot of John Five stuff, but the Mamas and the Papas are on here. So a real interesting mix. Gatefold cover, which has just got pictures in it. Don't get why. It's only a single disc, but I'll take a gatefold any day of the week because it's always nice to have that extra artwork. Part of the reason why I prefer vinyl to CDs and stuff. And last but definitely not least, I saved this till last because it's an Australian composer, and some people might not realise he's an Australian composer. But this is by Jed Kurzel. I hope I pronounced his name right. It might be Kurzel. So he's a member of the blues duo called The Mess Hall. He also did the soundtrack to Snowtown, which is pretty cool. This, look at that cover. It's just amazing. This soundtrack was stunning. When I got this, I basically was like, yeah, I need to watch that straight away because I was pretty stoked by it. It's just black vinyl, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember. It's just black vinyl. It is just black vinyl. But the cool thing about it is it's a gatefold, but it's got this beautiful Geigery sort of artwork in it. I can't really see if it says who the art's by here on it, but it's just stunning. Yeah, it's worth the whole thing. I'm just trying to see if there's any liner notes. Maybe there's oh, here we go. So looks like there's a page of liner notes. And yeah, it probably says somewhere on here. But I'm not going to bore you with me sitting here showing you how slow I read. graphic design and layout, Sean Lyon. So maybe it was him, but another bit of the cover on there. But yeah, so that, my friends, is how a casual, sober look at eBay can turn into a rabid purchase at a record shop. So be warned. Be warned. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you want to read some of my movie reviews, www.towatchpile.com. I have a new review up every Wednesday. I try to get new YouTube stuff up as often as I can, work permitting, obviously. And if you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. It sort of gives me an indication of what you want to see more of. Leave a comment too. If there's, I've got like 200 odd soundtracks. If there's anything that you think that I might have that might be interesting, please ask me. I'll talk about anything. The other thing is subscribe. There's a subscribe button somewhere. Hit that little bell so that you get an alert every time. I'm hopefully going to be doing a weekly video now, but I don't count on it. I am intending on doing sort of just some short burst reviews of comics and soundtracks and stuff like that. So so fingers crossed that I get the time to do that. It's coming up to Christmas and my time is limited at work, so let's hope so. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.